What's going on, guys? This is Coach Sean from A1 Fitness, and today I'm going to talk about the difference between whole foods and processed foods, and why I believe that making sure that we get in as much whole foods as we can in our diet on a weekly basis and on a daily basis, of course, is the number one reason that you'll be able to get towards your health and fitness goals. You'll be able to have more energy, be able to improve your confidence, and you'll be able to feel lighter, get back into your favorite clothes, and all of that stuff with just this number one thing: changing your diet from processed foods to whole foods. So what do I mean by whole foods? So whole food is basically food in their most wholest form. All right, it's low in calories and it's high in nutrition density. Okay, so we obviously want to be feeding our bodies the best type of food that we can. All right, think about it like a car. You know what I mean? If your car is petrol, you're not going to go and stick diesel into it, because otherwise it doesn't run properly. All right, and that's exactly the same with our body. If we're putting in the wrong foods, all right, our foods that's just not good, in general, has quite high amounts of sugar, anything like that, this is not fueling our bodies correctly. And unfortunately, this is what's in a lot of processed foods. Okay, so processed foods are high in calories but low in nutrient density, so the exact opposite to whole foods. And basically, I believe to be the number one reason why there's such an issue in the world right now with obesity and mental health issues around anxiety, all these different things that can come out. All of this is proven to be it happens from inflammation in our bodies, inflammation in our brains, which causes all these things, and that comes down to the food that you're putting in your body. All right, it really does. So when it comes to whole foods, you want to be thinking about what the type of foods that you're putting in your body on a traffic light system type thing. All right, so your apple or your whole food is your green, and then you have your sort of less processed food in the middle, which would be yellow, and then you have your highly processed, high sugar, manufactured thing on your right, which is your red, so your red traffic light. So look at your week that way, all right, and what you're eating on a daily basis, and just say to yourself, well, how can I make these small little changes so that I can move it from the right side or the red traffic light to the green? All right, so it doesn't have to be absolutely everything in your diet, because that's, again, not sustainable, not something you'll be able to keep to long term. And that's how you get results in your journey. All right, is doing something one step at a time until you master it, and then move on, and then add other stuff to it that you can continue to do over the time. All right, and that's the way you do it. That's why all of these quick fixes don't work, and really sort of sticking to this general rule of thumb of whole foods more than processed foods is a really easier and more sustainable way to actually get results in your fitness journey, feel healthier, feel happier, feel more energetic, and all that type of stuff. So the main thing to be thinking about, as I say, is swapping out some of the stuff during your week from red traffic light to green, or even getting it from red to yellow. Okay, so for example, if you think about your apple versus applesauce, applesauce is obviously highly processed, your apple is more highly processed. So if you're someone that has applesauce or some type of apple processed product, think about changing that from maybe having that 5 times a week down to twice a week, and then the other 3 times you're going to substitute it with more of a whole food, aka your apple. So that's just one example. There's lots of different things that you can substitute it with, and if you want me to give you lots of different food examples and stuff like that, more than happy to do that. I can put that somewhere in this video, or else you can just send me a DM and I can get that to you as well. And another really simple way to look at when you're making sure that you're buying whole foods is think about the 5 ingredient rule. Okay, so what I mean is, a whole food, as I say, is the food in its most wholest form. So if you find that you're buying something and it has more than 5 ingredients, all right, most likely it's going to be highly processed. Okay, not all the time, but most likely. So what you need to be doing then is sticking to foods that are actually less than 5 ingredients or less, or else just buying just more fruit and vegetables and other sort of general stuff. Because if you actually know what is in, what type of foods like protein, carbs, or fats are in each different type of whole food, that's all you need to know. That's how you fuel your body correctly. So I hope that was really helpful, guys. All right, just a couple of quick things about whole foods, processed foods that you should stick to. So just to recap, if you find that you're not getting results in your health and fitness journey, all right, think about looking at your week and deciding where you're having a lot of processed foods and where you can substitute them with having more whole foods. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be the full week, but think about it like 5 out of 7, you should be sticking to your whole foods over processed foods. The second thing you need to be doing is making sure that when you're going to the shop, all right, and you're going to the supermarket, you're sticking to the 5 ingredient rule as much as you can. Okay, so anything that you think is highly processed will probably have more than 5 ingredients. If there's like numbers and letters and all this sort of other stuff that you don't understand, it's most likely processed. So as much as you can, keep away from it, and then stick to then obviously 5 ingredients or less to make sure that you're getting to the whole foods section. And that's really what I just wanted to jam on today, guys. So hope that's really helpful. And if you have any sort of questions or anything, reach out to me, send me a message. And if you do want me to send you a full list of like different food types, you know, where it's like goes from highly processed to whole foods, let me know and I'll be happy to send it over to you as well. Have a great day. Take it easy.